Today headlines: Vietnam's and Laos' enduring friendship poised for growth. And proposals on exemptions and support of tuition fees submitted to the National Assembly. Hello, you're watching Today Headlines. Continuing his state visit to Laos on Friday morning, State President Luong Quang and General Secretary of the Laos People Revolutionary Party Central Committee and President of Laos Thongloun Sisoulith attended a friendship exchange program. More in the following story.
The Friendship Exchange Program was a highlight of State President Luong Quang's state visit to Laos. The program was broadcast live on the Laos National Television. The Vietnamese state president emphasized that the shared victories of the two peoples had left behind invaluable lessons that remain profoundly relevant today. Similarly, Lao President Suphanuvong affirmed the relationship between Vietnam and Laos as one forged in the crucible of shared struggle, tempered by sacrifice, and upheld as a cornerstone of regional solidarity.
The special, loyal, and enduring solidarity between Vietnam and Laos has become a towering symbol of noble, selfless, and pure friendship. The party, state, and people of Vietnam are firmly committed to the principle that whatever Vietnam possesses, we are always ready to share with Laos.
State President Luong Quang also emphasized that in this era of dynamic development, the party, state, and people of Vietnam strongly and comprehensively support Laos in its cause of national renewal, defense, and construction.
Youth is the driving force and future of every nation. As I look upon the young generation of Laos, I see not only the bright future of your country, but also steadfast heirs to the time-honored Vietnam, Laos special solidarity. It is my strong conviction that our two parties and states will continue to closely coordinate to create the most favorable political, institutional, and social conditions for all sectors of our societies.
During his official visit to Laos, State President Luong Quang met with Prime Minister Sonexay Siphandont. The two leaders praised recent achievements in bilateral ties and reaffirmed the commitment to deepen the special friendship and comprehensive cooperation between Vietnam and Laos. Both sides set a target to raise trade turnover to $5 billion. They also pledged to accelerate key infrastructure projects like the Hanoi-Vientiane Expressway and the Vientiane-Vũng Áng Railway. Cooperation in defense, security, education, health, and people-to-people exchange will also be further strengthened. Also on the same day, Vietnamese State President Luong Quang met with President of the Laos National Assembly, Phie in Vientiane. The state president shared his experience in Vietnam's drastic implementation of state apparatus reform and amendments to the constitution and laws to create a more favorable legal corridor for future development. The Laos top legislator expressed his highest support for Vietnam development policies and orientations, affirming that the two legislative bodies will maintain their close coordination and regular exchanges and contacts. The two leaders agreed to strengthen solidarity, continue to closely coordinate with and support each other at regional and international forums, support each other's positions on international and regional issues in accordance with the interests and concern of each country, in harmony with the common stand of ASEAN. Today, the National Assembly Standing Committee continued its 44 sessions, considering and giving opinions on a number of important draft laws and resolutions. The National Assembly Standing Committees agreed to submit to the National Assembly for consideration and approval a resolution on exemption and support of tuition fee for preschool children and general education students at the upcoming 9th session. It is agreed to implement these policies from the 2025-2026 school year onwards until further regulations are issued. The total state budget requirement for tuition exemptions and support from the 2025-2026 school year is about $1.2 billion per school year. Coming up next, proposal to abolish death penalty for 8 offenses. The importance of data in solving pollution issues. In the draft amended Penal Code, the Ministry of Public Security has proposed abolishing the death penalties and replacing it with life imprisonment without the possibility of sentence reductions for 8 out of 18 crimes. According to the ministry and legal experts, this proposed change reflects a more humane approach and enhances the effectiveness of recovering misappropriated access, as well as reflect global trends in criminal justice policies. Currently, 55 countries, including Vietnam, still maintain the death penalty in their legal system. Meanwhile, 112 countries either do not include the death penalty in their penal codes or no longer apply it in practice. The proposal to abolish the death penalty for 8 offenses continue to institutionalize the party policies on crime prevention and control in the new era and reflect the humanitarian spirit of Vietnam's criminal justice policies. Air pollution is a complex issue due to numerous emission sources, environmental conditions, and types of pollutants. Addressing it requires a solid foundation. First, emissions inventory data, how much is emitted and from where. Second, real-time monitoring data from sources like factories and vehicles. Both domestic and international experts agree this is essential for Vietnam to effectively tackle air pollution.
Traffic pollution in Beijing, China has been reduced by 86% through drastic measures, achieved by integrating monitored data and models. The findings shared by Chinese scientists at a recent national scientific conference were widely accepted.
Without data, then it cannot be managed. Air pollution cannot be managed. So right now, there are already existing air quality monitoring stations.
Vietnam is already taking a lot of steps to address the problem of air pollution. We know that the Vietnam has a law on environmental protection.
Current research has identified the main causes of air pollution, but monitoring data from stations remains essential. Stations on roads, near factories, or in densely populated areas each provide valuable data.
I think we know the main source. We know the main pollutant. But to convince the polluter to change, we have to provide reliable data.
Monitoring stations at all levels must avoid duplicate data to prevent waste. Localities are responsible for air pollution source data, but 40 provinces and cities have yet to fulfill this. Without it, the 2025 to 2030 National Air Quality Plan will be ineffective.
We also recommend that localities urgently implement the inventory of waste sources within the next 1 to 2 years to create a relatively complete national data set.
Despite the appeal, there needs to be strict sanctions to address delays. Without starting from a data foundation, Vietnam cannot succeed in its journey to address air pollution.
Tonight, April 25th, a rehearsals of the parade to celebrate the 50th anniversary of the liberation of the South and national reunification is taking place. The rehearsal starts at 7 p.m. on Lezen Street and some neighboring streets. Before the parade rehearsals, the celebratory performances will be rehearsed, including gun dances, flag dances, and drum performances by 1,000 actors and students of the People Police Academy's Ministry of Public Security. Many central routes in District 1 will be closed. The traffic ban is expected to last from 5:30 p.m. this afternoon to 1 a.m. tomorrow. After tonight, a state-level rehearsal is scheduled to take place on the morning of April 27th. And now, as usual, let's continue with the weather forecast. And that's it for today's headlines. To rewatch the program, you can log on to vtvgo.vn or download the mobile application VTVgo. Thanks for watching and goodbye for now.